Greetings, QVS AP World History students. I hope you are having a good weekend, and I wanted to take the opportunity today to discuss with you the final week for Essential Unit 1 and to show you around the course page and also a couple other websites to help you study and prepare for the end of this unit so that we can successfully move on to Essential Unit 2, which will pretty much keep us in the same time period from 1200 to 1450, but we'll explore other issues as they related to that time period. But for the context of Essential Unit 1, really what you have been examining over the course of this unit in weeks 1 through 3 is the issue of state building. And what you're going to do in the final activity this week in 1.7 of AMSCO is do a comparative analysis. So consider how these different regions that we've been looking at, East Asia, South Asia, the Americas, Europe, Africa, how they compare in this time period as it related to state building. You can consider features like was the region more centralized politically? Was it decentralized? So in the case of the decentralized states, like if you consider Europe and Japan at this time, they did follow a more feudal structure, and politically they didn't have a strong unifying power behind them. Whereas states like Song China were a lot more centralized in this period that we have investigated or studied. So that's essentially what you are going to do in the last activity. And then the other item that you will be responsible for this week is to take the unit test. So I want to walk you through that, and I want to show you around some of the features that you can use in order to prepare for that test, and of course talk to you about the test window. So I will start with that. The test window for Essential Unit 1 is September 28th through October 4th. The test is on the course page. You're going to need about an hour to take the test, and you're going to want to make sure that you have good internet connection at the time that you take the test so that all of your answers are recorded and kept in the program. So that's your test window. You can take it any day in the period that I just outlined, even on Sunday evening of next week. But it's important that you try and get it done by Sunday, October 4th, so that we can move on to Essential Unit 2 on the following Monday. So let me take you to the course page and let me walk you through some of these features. So again, here we are in Essential Unit 1 called the Global Tapestry. All that you've done in weeks 1 through 4, or 1 through 3, I should say, I'm sorry, is you've explored all these different regions in the different areas of political development. And we've even looked at some economic and like technological advances from place to place, whether it be during the Song in China or in the Islamic world. You have considered even some of the advances in technology there. But now we need to move to week 4. And in week 4, on the course page, you're going to see 1, 2, 3 items. The first thing that you need to do is this final AMSCO note sheet. But I want you to open this up because you're going to find that it's more than just the note sheet. I don't know if you, under the resource section, have watched any of these Heimler videos yet. I'm attaching this Heimler video here because it's a good like 7-8 minute video where he reviews a lot of the features that we just got done investigated in weeks 1 through 3. So I would encourage you to watch this video before you read AMSCO 1.7. And then of course, go to the AMSCO textbook, read 1.7 and complete the note sheet. But I want you to note that for the HIP analysis on the note sheet, I want you to pick one of the documents that you find between pages 72 and 74. And as there's no map in this textbook section, I want you to choose one of the maps that I've included here just so that you are kind of considering one of the regions, and you can use the map to take a look at what some of the political features were in that region at that time. So I would encourage you to use one of these maps. And then when you're done doing the note sheet, of course, I want you to upload it there. And it's after you do that where the essential unit test will become available for you. And I'll talk about the test in a little bit, but I would highly encourage you to do a couple things before you take the test. You might have noticed way at the beginning of the course page, there is a section here that is encouraging you to join my course on the AP College Board website. If you haven't done this already, it's really important that you do so because the College Board has provided for us many videos that review and consider each of the key concepts from unit to unit. So what I want you to do early this week is click on the link here and copy this join code right here. It will take you to the AP College Board My AP page, and then you'll be able to join my class on the College Board page. Now I'm going to take you there right now, but my page that I'm going to show you is going to look a little bit different than your page. But essentially the same features are going to be available to you when you sign into my class. So when you get to my AP, you're going to see all of these different regions that we studied from place to place in the period from 1200 to 1450. And on this side, you're going to see lots of what they call daily videos. Now, quite honestly, I never shared them with you up until this point because the College Board just gave us access to them like about 2 weeks ago. But I thought they would also serve as a great review after the completion of all of the activities for mastery. Each of the videos are about like 5 to 7 minutes long. So it would be possible for you in a day or two to review and watch the videos before you take the essential unit test. I think it's a good idea. I think that it will act as a nice review to study East Asia, the Islamic world, South and Southeast Asia, the Americas, Africa, and Europe. And there's even a section on the comparison in the period from 1200 to 1450. So this is what you'll find when you get to my College Board website. A whole series of videos that you can use to review for the test. I highly encourage you to do so. And then in the email that I send you, I'll send you this link. One of a teacher friend, if you will, created like a little map identifying game of the post-classical or major states and empires that existed from 1200 to 1450. You could click play and you can see if you can identify where all of these places are around the world. So I'll send this one in the email. And then I'm going to take you back to the course page, and I want to talk to you about the Essential Unit 1 test. There are 2 parts. You have to do both parts. If you open the first part, essentially down here, it's just describing to you what the AP in May will look like. But up here for essential unit tests, this is what you want to pay attention to for me. There will be 40 stimulus-based multiple choice questions, and you will have 40 minutes to take the test. Okay, and then in part 2 of the test, there are 2 short answer questions, and you will have 24 minutes to answer both of them. And this is a very important point that I want to make, because once you click open test, a timer will be engaged and the minutes will count down. So it's important that you are in a quiet place, that you have a 40-minute period to take the test, and that you take it in its entirety and click submit once you are done. And I'll go back to the main course page for part 2. So I contain part 2 separately, so no one has to have their internet browser open for an entire 60-minute period, although you might already do that anyway. But you can open it in 2 different test taking sessions. So then when you get to part 2 and open it here, again, you have 24 minutes and there are 2 short answer questions in part 2 of the test. You have all the way through October 4th to take the test. I'm not going to make any judgments if you wait until Sunday to do so. In fact, I will just assume that you've spent the time preparing for the end of unit exam. Now, I'd encourage you to contact me if you have any questions. It is week 4. Those 2 assignments, the test and the 1.7 comparison note-taking activity, are the only 2 assignments for this week. So I do believe that if you feel like you're backed up on weeks 1 through 3, you can also borrow some time in this week in order to get caught up. Next week, we will move into Essential Unit 2. But again, like I said before, we are remaining in the same time period, 1200 to 1450. I'm here if you need my help. I'm happy to help. So please be sure to reach out on Skype or an email, and I will get with you to answer any questions that you may have or help you in any way that I can. Have a good week.